Niggas think because they're monogamous means that they're mature.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Damn.
That's craziness.
I agree with that statement.
What, that monogamy means you're mature?
At a baseline level, I do think that that's like maturity.
I think that just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean that you're more mature.
I didn't say that. I think
don't
being
think so either.
monogamous.
Yeah.
I think like a lot of niggas out here be. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I mean? I don't know. I try not to be judgmental, but a lot of niggas out here be cheating, and I think that that's just like a very immature activity.
But what's wrong with the opposite lifestyle of just choosing not to be in a relationship?
That's fine.
Okay.
I think those people can be mature too, but I think just being in a committed relationship and doing the right thing does make you feel a little bit mature at a baseline level.
Yeah, and it's also fine to not be like, it's totally fine and mature to live a different, like a single lifestyle, as long as you're not constantly preaching about how you uphold all these family values and you desire all these things that are clearly out of line with your lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Because I think part of being mature is making sure that all of your actions and the way that you live your life is all funneling towards this version of yourself you want to be, right? That you've thought about. So I think it would be the mature thing to do is to be spending your time and your life working towards that version of yourself, you know? And if that version of yourself is married and with a family, then I think, playing the single game might not be the most mature way to get there. But if you know that you need time before you're ready to accept that stage of monogamy, then it is mature. I don't think your lack of monogamy is what makes me think your frontal lobe isn't developed.
What do you think? What do you think then?
I think.
Look at this guy; he's a hater.
Yeah, no. What do you think then?
He's a hater. We shoot.
You had a very, dare I say, mature thought just then that you said on the mic.
Yeah.
But you still haven't spoken on how, like, I'm not mature or my frontal lobe.
No. He shot a little bit.
Yeah, I think you're actually very mature.
Put the gun down.
Yeah, I'll put the gun down.
Okay.
I think you are very mature.
I appreciate that.
I don't think Miles will get there for like 3 more years. I don't think that's like a 25-year-old thing.
I think y'all need to comment the most mature in the comments below.
It's not you, bro.
I think it might be me.
It's definitely not you.
Ooh, that's a hot take. I'll let the people decide.
What was the most mature thing you've done since turning 25?
Mature thing that I've done since I turned 25?
Which was yesterday for the viewers at home. Happy birthday, Miles! Oh, wrong button again.
This guy wants to shoot me.
Happy birthday!
The most mature thing I've done. I've been mad and mature today.
Was it when you chose not to say?
I hope you bleep that out.
Yo.
I hope you bleep that out. What up, y'all? Welcome back to the Industry Plants Podcast.
What is good? Episode 138.
Woo! Back at y'all, man. Back at y'all. I missed y'all. It's been a minute.
Yep.
I'm Miles to my left. I got O'Shea to my right. I got Spencer. How
you really get it out the way with you don't let us sit on our names at all.
Niggas know our names, bro. Drop the
What
Instagram
if I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I
First
want a
of all,
little intro routine.
O'Shea, get your pose off.
But you got to say some stuff about him. What's his nickname?
You got Sizzle, Big Dog. That's all he really got. Spencer, Speeny Weenie.
I don't like Speeny Weenie at all.
Nah. We don't got nicknames. Guys, give us nicknames.
I'm just trying to throw up some emotes. You feel me?
Yeah.
Flex for the people on top.
Hit the.
Oh, night on his Steph Curry shit. How we feeling, y'all? You know, a nigga turned 25.
Yep.
That was pretty cool, I guess. I don't know. Birthdays are weird. I don't really like birthdays.
It seemed like you had a very stressful birthday.
I mean, like, it wasn't. That's how I feel every birthday. I actually enjoyed that birthday.
Yeah.
I had a great time, really, honestly. Like, I just like to see my people. I like having a good meal. I'm very low maintenance, you know. There's going to be that time of the night where, you know what I mean, I might just smoke one and play like 15 of my like favorite songs ever, you know.
I could tell I was listening to the Miles birthday playlist.
That's all I really cared about, you know what I mean? Because on my birthday, I'll be like, because typically when I do aux, I do be trying to like accommodate people. Like, even though I don't let a bunch of people like hop on aux, I want to like think about who's the crowd.
Yeah.
I didn't give a fuck yesterday.
Let me ask you, what about 25 got you dressing like a New York nigga?
Nothing. See, the thing is
Bubble
that
coat.
I didn't. My mom got me this hat, right? Shout out my mom. You know, I love you. Mother's Day was yesterday too. You know, shout out all the moms.
Yep.
Know? Do you think any moms watch our podcast? Besides our own, maybe?
I see one mom that be DMing us.
Ooh, okay.
She be liking a lot of the stories.
Fire.
She mostly talks about you, so I think she might be someone from your past.
Got you.
But I'll show you the profile at some point.
From your past is a crazy way to phrase that.
Or it might be my mom.
It's not your mom. It's a white lady.
Oh.
It's a white lady.
Unless you got something to tell us.
That's scary. This is around me. New York, though, my mom got me this hat, and she just didn't know what to get.
Fine.
And didn't get me an LA.
I meant the bubble coat too, you know.
Oh, this one was just like I was bored because it is getting hot in LA, and I was like, this is the last time you're gonna get jackets off, really. Like, it's now or never.
Yeah, we're kind of contrasting today.
What you mean? Oh,
I feel like I'm very LA. White tee and a Dodgers hat. You're
Yeah.
like bubble coat Yankee cap.
You know?
And this man's Philly.
And I did wear Tim's.
Yeah.
Philly?
Mixtape. I thought it was the Eagles
This is
shit.
Atlanta.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like an Eagles shit. Come
A
on
little
now.
bit. Oh, say don't give me free money. Y'all are both really fake.
What you mean?
Y'all are both really, really fake.
Why? Because I didn't get you a birthday present?
Osei ain't get me. No, none of that. I don't expect nothing from people. You know what I mean? But
Okay.
Osei get all the fire merch.
Yeah.
Can't give me no merch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This nigga gets tickets to GNX. Don't tell nobody.
What do you want me to do?
That's the most personally offensive thing I think you've ever done. And I'm glad we could get it on mics because I really want to flesh that out.
Okay, we can talk about it.
We have a whole ass music podcast. No, this nigga want to sugarcoat, think he gonna do shit. Niggas know that Kendrick Lamar's on tour.
Yeah.
Everyone's aware of this shit, right?
Yeah.
So then you're gonna come and like hear us stupid asses scrolling, putting on the board, knowing we're gonna talk about this shit. I'm sitting here looking dumb as fuck, like, oh man, I think Kendrick is gonna be so cool. Must go. I'm so excited. How am I gonna figure this out? Da da da. This nigga's like, oh yeah, huh? It looks cool, huh? I'm going. I have tickets.
I didn't even know.
You fucking peasant.
I kind of wanted to bring it up on the mic for the first time, but I just couldn't hold it back.
Nah, exactly. This nigga like to flex on us, bro.
I had to a little bit.
So you know,
How did you obtain tickets? Did you buy them?
I just
industry.
like that I am over here, no job, no flashy titles, doing more industry shit than y'all. What's going on with
and
that?
that's what I'm saying.
Speak on it.
And that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. I didn't even realize what this was. So me and Osei is gonna be at the GNX.
Yeah,
tour.
there you go.
Mm-hmm.
We'll make it an experience though.
That was a joke.
We might invite gang.
Shout out to my good homie, bro, who blessed me with an invite. None of this was on my own strength, you know.
But I didn't even want the ticket front because you know what I mean. Shout out gang or whatever. But I didn't even need the ticket connect. I'm just like, are we going? Is this a plan?
Well, I mean, but
Do
like,
we want to do this as a collective?
it's impossible.
What you mean it's impossible? Anything is
Where I'm
possible.
sitting,
and
bro,
that's what I don't
looked
like.
at how much
My
they
bad,
cost.
I'm gonna be in the pit.
I looked at how much they cost
Bro.
while I'm sitting.
Damn, he
Stop
said he
it.
can't afford it.
Nigga, it don't
I
matter.
can't afford it.
But that's
I
what
can't
I'm
afford it. I'm
saying.
getting blessed. I wasn't gonna ask you to drop $2,000 to
We
come
all
sit next
can
to
move,
me.
bro.
You know what I mean?
It's fine. Osei, we'll handle it.
Wait, so you want to do what? What
We'll
do you?
handle
How
it.
do you want to? We talked about.
It'll get handled.
How do we want to? I would love to see this with you guys. You. I've seen more great shows with you than anyone, bro. And we are a collective. I would love to make this happen.
The
for us.
back pedal is real.
But how do you propose that I do this, or what would you have rather me done in this situation where I got invited to go to a show with
Just
someone?
tell us, hey, what are plots for Kendrick Lamar tour? Da 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 da. I'm going this day. Just tell us the plans as they're coming together. You know, let us know that I wasn't even gonna have motion for Kendrick, which is disrespectful. Because let me not say that. I've been seeing the concert as everyone has.
Yeah.
Right. We all know Kendrick's obviously body and shit. The outfits look crazy. SZA's doing her thing. They both sound great. I love how niggas are saying that SZA's mic is on now.
Yeah.
Because she had some allegations for a minute where people were saying, I don't know if she could really sing, da da da, but she's killed all that early on.
100%.
I just was like, I just felt like it's a given I'm gonna go. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I wasn't having any emotion towards it, which might be disrespectful on my part.
Okay.
Because everyone wants to
Wait,
go.
one thing I want to address is the SZA mic on stuff. I do think, and I'm learning this, right? Because
Yeah.
we're going to talk about other R&B artists.
Yeah.
I do think that performing live is a skill that it does not necessarily translate out of the studio. So I feel like for her, the mic is definitely on now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? She's grown. She's very mature in her artist career. Like, I think that, yeah, it makes sense that the mic is fucking on
I think
now.
what people underestimate is how hard it is to sing and dance at the same time.
Yes.
And I think that when SZA first started her performance career, I think she sounded really good, but she was more of a stationary artist.
Right.
And then as she's kind of matured into stardom, done all the shit, has now the really extravagant, done up whole sets and everything. When she was making that transition, she had to figure out how to dance and sing and keep the same vocal because she really does have crazy range and be doing that in all of her songs. I think now she's kind of at the point where she hasn't mastered.
Yeah.
So the show looks great. She loves the bugs. Bugs
Yeah.
are a really big thing with
She's,
SZA
like,
now, and
dancing
it's
with
committed in
grasshoppers.
it. She be riding a grasshopper like
Yeah.
it's a horse. It's interesting. She also has the new what's it called? The brand.
Oh yeah.
She's in a mall. Why is SZA in
I
a mall?
forget. Why was Kendrick there too? You see
That was
them
really
just both
funny.
chilling at the mall.
You see how niggas said this is a recession indicator.
Yeah.
Rappers back at the mall.
There's
and
a
shit.
lot. There's a lot of recession indicators right now.
No. I wasn't mad at it though. They was really out there, you know what I mean, around the people, which I think is important. SZA's getting in her entrepreneurial bag. I'll be forgetting that SZA's like 35 and like doesn't have to do this anymore if she didn't want to.
Yeah.
Like SZA could have a very full music career already and move into a next phase of her life.
Oh yeah.
And I think this is the first thing that I've really seen outside of music that she really like stepped into. That and acting.
Oh, I forgot about the what was it called? Good Days.
Yeah, one of them days.
One of them days with Keke Palmer.
I scrolled past that movie 7 times on the plane and didn't click it once.
Couldn't do it. either.
Short
do
aside.
it.
Short aside.
I just also
2
feel
seconds.
like I don't. If it's bad, it's like I love SZA. So like, why am I gonna risk it?
Well, I heard it wasn't bad.
Okay, good.
But it did feel like one of those things. I mean, I did like this, but you know when the weekend made whatever it's called, you know, that TV show or
Euphoria?
movie?
Yeah,
No, not
wait,
Euphoria.
what Euphoria? I'm thinking the wrong one. What's it called?
The Idol.
The Idol.
You know, it feels like one of those where it's like, bro, I don't really need this. You know what I mean?
Yo, but wait, it says the biggest Idol fan I met.
Yeah, but I still didn't really need it.
I think
from
Osei
The Weeknd.
didn't like it. I think Osei just likes to talk about it.
Osei likes to have freaky like moments in
I
pop
think he
culture
just-
that he
yeah.
can like
He just likes to
spice
throw
up
things out.
conversation with.
That's
yeah.
a freaky movie.
Yeah, for
Just
sure.
send the
I like
Challenger
it.
meme around and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah.
No, but I think just real quick aside, the plane movie is sacred. No. Like a movie you watch on a plane ride is something. It's like, okay, like I'm really locked in. I can't distract myself. Like I'm gonna pay attention to this.
I just be trying to kill time, bro. I don't really care about what I'm watching.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't
care
really
about
watch movies on planes either. But
I don't really watch movies on planes either. So if
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch one, I actually want to watch the movie.
Yeah.
I'll fucking watch that bullshit ass fucking what was the Bob Dylan movie
Complete
called?
Unknown.
That shit was terrible. Timothy Chalamet, I was fucking with the whole press run. I thought that nigga was really him. That was one of the worst movies I've seen in a very, very long time.
Are you sure you're not hating on Timothy?
No. There was no character development at all. So rushed. I didn't care about the story at all. Like, you know what I mean? Y'all let me know if I'm tripping, but like, that shit was ass.
It's not good. It's not good. I was excited about it for like 2 years. I'm a massive Bob Dylan fan, and yeah, it was
2 years
very
we were
disappointing.
talking about this. There was no story. We'll get into Tim a little bit later. We seen him pop out at the Knicks game, but yeah, GNX was cool.
Yeah.
We're gonna go.
We're gonna
Spencer's
go.
fake.
We're gonna go together. I
We're
guess.
no. We're gonna go.
Okay.
Spencer's gonna go also.
Us too.
You know,
I don't see what I did wrong.
it's fine.
What did I do wrong?
It's fine.
What did I do wrong? You
It's
wanted me.
fine,
Okay, so that means when you get hit for any plan from the external factor, are you gonna text me and be like, "Yo, I'm doing this with Nilu. You should pull up."
What? Nah, bro. Y'all
Or are
always
you
get the invites.
when you were gonna go on like a little escapade with Shako Sean? Are you gonna hit me? Hey, bro, I'm about to be
No,
here.
Osei don't
Make
invite
sure
me. Osei don't invite me. I don't expect.
Like,
Osei
what
to
did you
invite me.
expect from me?
You invite me to places.
I felt like if I
We
would have
do
hit y'all,
music things
if I would have hit y'all and
we
been
do-
like, "Yo, I'm sitting section 100 Wednesday night GNX," it just feels like I'm like flexing on you.
I'm gonna be
No, it's
honest.
not.
I'm gonna be honest. I understand why you did what you did.
Yeah.
I think that your excuse that you just threw is completely invalid because I know for a fact that my activities are my activities. I know you guys are not.
Yeah. Osei don't like inviting me out.
So yeah, he doesn't get invited out
with that.
either.
I'm okay with that.
But
you know what I mean?
But Miles' point, yo, you had a good point, gang.
What was his point?
Can I get the dap?
What was
You
his
did really
point?
His point about us being a music podcast and us doing music things together.
you know what I mean?
You know, we weren't even thought of. We weren't even what's the word? Man, we weren't
he
even
didn't consider us.
We weren't considered.
That's
Yo,
all I want to
another-
be considered.
Another great point.
So
guys.
just
if
wanna
I
be
do
thought
anything,
of.
if I do
You know what I
anything
mean?
music, I should let y'all know.
I
Yes.
just want, you
'Cause
know
that's
what?
kind of
No. You know what hurt me?
What?
And I really got to the crux of this point while you was talking, bro. I want to be happy for you.
Yeah,
Let me be happy for you.
that's nice.
Let me support you.
That's nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fuck it if I can't go. Damn, my homie sitting in the 100. I tell
Yeah.
niggas about that.
Yeah.
And you can't even
Thank
let
you,
me
bro.
share
Thank
that
you,
joy
bro.
with you. Nah,
Dab me
nigga.
up. Dab me up.
Now you the op.
That means a
You the
lot.
op for like, you the op for the net. Like I'm going to a concert without you. I think I'm putting that on wax. Like, yo, I'm not.
Why?
I'm sorry. I don't know.
what
I don't know why.
did.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I
This
wasn't
is
trying to
toxic.
flex
You
on
know,
my friends.
again, I may have
I
said that
got
I'm matured.
blessed.
I may have said I'm matured, but I still got a little bit of immaturity in me, and I just decided that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm
Okay.
gonna do it big.
Well, let me right my wrongs.
Final point.
Let me right my wrongs. I'm going to a concert this Sunday that is not sold out and not $2,000 that I'd love to have you come with me to.
Who is it?
Peter Cat Recording Company.
Hollywood
Palladium. If you know, you know.
Are
That's
we
going to be a
gonna get
hell of a show.
into? Are we gonna get into Met Gala a little bit?
Yeah, we could do that.
A little bit. So this is the biggest Illuminati party of the year. I think that everyone and anyone who is involved with them, the big triangle boys, you know, whatever, goes to the event. They all wear their nice outfits. I think it's fun. All jokes aside, I actually do enjoy it. I think I'm gonna go there one day and like get the best fit off, hopefully. But how were you guys feeling about the overall event at all? I know it happened a while ago, but I just want to like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I like the Met. You know, it's a charity event that really highlights, I think, really extravagant fashion, which is fun to look at, right? It's easy to pick apart, best looks, worst looks. So I enjoyed it. You know, I was sitting with a bunch of women at the time when the pictures were coming out, and they were just freaking out. You know, oh, did you see Rocky? Oh my God, Rihanna's pregnant. You know, it's
What
like a
goes
lot of
on in
drama.
there? Why is she pregnant again?
Damn.
That's heavy. That's heavy as shit.
Damn.
Like you're carrying around a
That's
child
heavy.
all the time.
Would you know?
That's consistently heavy.
I think that it seems like she can do it.
No, she can do. Women are amazing. Shout out all
Consistently
mothers.
heavy is a decent
Bro,
album title.
like that's all the time.
Yeah.
Because it's like there's no downtime. And I feel like pregnancy is a very strenuous task.
Yeah.
So to do that, have a kid, go through all that, and then you pregnant again 2 months later?
Yeah.
Shout out her. Shout out families. You know, we love black families. We love black love. But damn.
Yeah.
Her and Giannis's wife are exhausted, bro.
Oh, Giannis's wife is exhausted for.
Yo, these niggas, bro, they be pregnant on it. Let me not get women's business. They do their thing. But yeah, Andre 3000 wore a piano on his back. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Why he do that?
That's my guy.
I love Andre, and they making me hate on Andre.
The piano was a statement because
That was
he dropped,
the craziest. I don't care.
What was the tape called?
The piano tape.
The piano tape. And
The
what was he
piano
wearing?
tape. A piano on his back.
Piano art.
Nigga look hunched over, bro. Crazy, bro.
I was in here defending the flute album, bro, but yeah, I ran the whole piano album, and it's like you don't always have to put something out. You know, you could just keep that skill for yourself.
I don't like that take though. I don't like that take.
Why?
Bro. Put it out. I don't care. Like who are we to judge? You know, it doesn't have to be good. We put out mad bad podcast episodes.
I guess that's true.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we like just let niggas put out shit, but like I'm not obligated to say it's good.
Yeah.
I don't have to listen to it. Because
I
I
mean-
definitely didn't.
I mean, but like, are you mad at Kanye?
Yeah.
Like, I'll just put it out.
I'm very mad at Kanye.
Just put it out, right?
Can Kanye?
We put out mad bad podcasts.
But that's different.
Yeah,
that's
wait,
hateful.
Wait, can we
don't
go
put
back
out
to? Can we
hateful
go? Can we?
podcasts.
You know,
okay,
we-
exactly. Kanye's
Met
spewing
Gala.
hate right now.
We
Met
dropped
Gala.
age is just a number. He dropped.
Oh no!
My
See, now
bad.
you're gonna have to ox all that out. Met Gala.
Dang it.
Is doechii mean?
Can I get a damn umbrella?
I wasn't that mad about it.
I wasn't either. It's a big moment. You're trying to have this grand reveal. And like, I don't know. I think what is incredible about the doechii situation is time after time again, they have come for her. And online, they have dragged her. And every time, I think the response has been perfect. You know what I mean? She makes a joke about it. She goes, how hard is it really to get an umbrella? And then she also says, nah, but for real, like much appreciative of all the team, you know, and does this whole thing about how much she loves her team. Like,
Yeah,
I think the hate bounces off her and she does not let it, she catches it in stride all the time.
I just thought it was funny because it's like everyone has done that. Everybody has had a moment like that. And it's like, I don't even think it's something you have to be ashamed of. I'm like, even though you caught that on camera, it's like, yeah, so.
Yeah.
Like, you know, because I don't think any of it, again, came from like, when you can tell when that's like the normal for people.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly how the response made it feel.
You know, and I
it
never
was just
really-
like, yeah, you got me. I was stressed out, you know?
But I never, like, when I say it's the normal for people, I'm also talking about, I feel like she doesn't move like that typically. But like you said, it's a high pressure situation. I think everyone in a situation like that, like, has the obligation to react like that or whatever. The music is bad, though.
The music is not bad.
No.
Just
the new song.
The
new song is
the
bad.
new
No.
feature.
Wait,
The
wait,
new
no.
feature's
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. Wait, what music are you?
Because
talking
there are
about
two new
specifically?
features.
Yes.
Because
there are two new features, and one of them is excellent.
Wait, what's the other one?
Egypt, West Side Gun.
Oh, but that came out a bit ago. I thought the
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that came out. That did come out right around the Met, though.
Yeah.
Because we are kind of late on it. Yeah. I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just thinking about the fucking
About Timeless. Yeah,
Yeah.
she didn't need to be on that, but the Weeknd wanted her on it. He posted, and he's like, as soon as I seen the Grammy performance, I knew I wanted to get you on the remix. And so, like, if an artist wants to do it, they can do it. As a fan, yeah, doechii did not need to be on that, but
I'm just like doechii, and I feel comfortable saying this because I think it's been documented how we feel about doechii.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's not like doechii's bad, but that was the first time it felt forced. And this is coming off the Anxiety song, which wasn't my favorite either. And now I just feel like they're playing into things. They're almost being a little bit too reactive for me a little bit. Because the Anxiety song was a product of it blowing up online, right?
Yeah.
And that caught, and then they like ended up doing the full thing. And then I just don't know if I love the Playboy Cardi doechii pairing. I feel like that kind of sets her up weird too, because I feel like Cardi's fans are all the people who've been hating on doechii.
They are.
It does feel like that. I will say I'm not mad at the Anxiety play. I do not like the song either, but I understand why it was done.
And it's working, so I can't hate on it.
I don't like the Timeless thing, but I also understand why it was done, because if the Weeknd calls, you pick up the phone, you answer, you record the verse.
You're right, but it's just like,
but all that to say is it doesn't feel like these have been the right moves. I think the only move that has felt right was the West Side Gun Egypt remix.
That was great.
Where she bodied that.
Yeah, and it came off the heels of her talking about him in an interview.
That was perfect.
Yeah.
You know, it was like a very
Yeah.
organic start of the conversation. They clearly linked out. The video went viral of her like greeting him at her meet and greet, right? And then the song comes out. Like, I loved everything about that.
But then again, you know what she's doing? I guess she is attempting like the feature run type thing.
Yeah.
which is what a lot of people do post album. You know what I mean? They're
course.
not putting out a project. So I see what she's going for, and like you can shoot. Why not? Because like you said, if the Weeknd wants you on a song, you fucking run at that. But I'm just like, who asked for that?
Yeah.
Like who need like why was that? There's
Yo,
mad other niggas I would want on that song.
Yeah.
And again, I fuck with Doechii, but what?
I think the problem too is that song was great by itself, the way it was.
It needed no one else.
Yeah. Like why is that? That was so random.
Yeah.
No one was asking for that.
Yeah, super random.
I'm sorry. That kind of bothers me. The more I think about it, I'm like, what's happening here?
You know who did ask for it?
Huh.
Abel. That's all that matters.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
there
That
we
nigga
go.
on tour and shit like that. Have you guys seen the videos?
Of the Weeknd tour?
Have you seen videos of this alleged movie? Have you seen videos of the tour? I feel like no one's talking about anything The Weeknd related. I know that he's out there doing things and there's sold out shows.
It's been quiet, bro. It's definitely been quiet, and I think it's because I don't think either of the last two albums fully connected. I think the conversation's different if either of those albums had like a smash like an After Hours did, you know? So
There was no hit.
There was no hit, and I don't think, I don't know. I've seen a couple tweets about setlist for the Cardi and the Weeknd thing, but that's really it. I've seen nothing about the movie, even though it's coming out in 4 days, you know, and it has Jenna Ortega, and it's like, it's like a big thing, you know, but it's been quiet.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't feel like, I mean, The Weeknd obviously hit a huge peak at Starboy and After Hours, right? Like these two albums had multiple like records on them that just went. And I do feel like since then he's been chasing like those moments and hasn't necessarily hit that. That being said, I'm sure this is a sold out tour. I'm sure he's doing stadiums as well. Like I know he's a big artist. It just doesn't feel big to me because to be honest, he's been kind of sleepy as of late.
It feels like he's down there moving into like legacy act stage a little bit because I think that people are gonna go see The Weeknd because it's The Weeknd, not even to see the new shit, but just to hear him do anything.
Yes.
See him do the old slaps. You know what I mean? So if he's doing that, you put the hottest young nigga out here with Playboy Cardi on the tour, like it's a given that it's gonna move. But then when I'm seeing the videos of the Cardi set, it doesn't feel like all the Weeknd fans are really all the way there for Cardi.
I think it's a bad pairing.
And it's like, it feels a little bit unnatural and like the movie, I don't know why it's not getting more press because I feel like I saw a big push behind The Idol.
Yeah.
So I feel like he knows how to get in like the entertainment circles outside of music. But I don't know. It just seems like everything is kind of just thrown together, but not being pushed all the way like it needs to.
Yeah.
But the tour did just start, right? Like it's early days.
I believe so, yeah.
I guess.
I don't know. I don't think it's a good pairing, bro. Because I think you have to think about like the vibe you're creating in the building. And I think The Weeknd is very much something you sit down and watch, or you stand up and watch and you sing along to, but it's like very visual. Whereas Cardi is the complete opposite, right? It's something that you're like really interacting with the members of the crowd. Everyone's getting turned. It's like a party. It's mosh pits.
You're right.
So it's like two completely different experiences and two completely different fan bases.
And not to veer off topic too much, but it is interesting how Cardi is like seems to be trying to expand his pocket and like find different places where he can be positioned too, because you see him on the Weeknd's tour. You kind of see him moving around a lot of like Atlanta artists too. Like I saw him with Summer Walker recently. You know what I mean? And I feel like, you know, obviously he's popping out with Kendrick, not an Atlanta artist, but like popping out with Kendrick on his tour. Like it does feel like he's trying to get these bigger looks, and you're kind of seeing where the gaps are when it comes to him and some of these other artists in terms of fan base as well. Right. I agree. I don't think The Weeknd is the right pairing. I'd really like to see Cardi go on his own tour, honestly.
Yeah, I think that's a great point because I think the looks are what he should be going for as somebody that's trying to ascend into like S-tier music artist, like fuck rap, you know? So the looks are correct, but I think we are seeing that he's not quite there yet from a performance standpoint.
Right.
You know, so I think there is a little work to do before you're ready for some of these bigger looks.
I don't know if that's necessarily it. I don't think he set himself up for success.
How so?
I think that if he's headlining the tour and has someone like, if he has the crazy young Atlanta artist opening for him, I think that's a more impactful tour than him opening for The Weeknd. Because now he's the main focus. He gets to kind of set the tone and set expectations for everything. But him opening up for The Weeknd and not offering the same thing and they're right directly next to each other, his flaws as maybe a performer kind of come out a little bit more.
Yeah. But I'm just saying if he wants to attend, like ascend, you know, you do need to be able to do both.
No, I kind
because
of
Future is an S tier.
I kind of agree with Miles because I still feel like we need that opium tour that didn't happen.
Type, you know what I mean? I think that just
no.
does more for his ascension, and then he already has the song with The Weeknd. People already know that they're linked up, and now he was on his album. Now the Summer Walker picture and all of that stuff, like it makes sense, but it doesn't seem like you're reaching. It's just like, oh, these niggas is on, and you're like the cool person who's infiltrated this club. Yeah. Now by you opening up for The Weeknd, it feels like you're almost acknowledging like, I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
And I don't think that that's the place you want to be at when you're Cardi. You want to be like kind of demanding your respect in that lane right now, even if you know that you're not there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah, I mean, are these things, do we think that these things are going to hurt him at the end of the day?
No, this is nitpicking.
Well, it could.
And it's not nitpicking. I think the problem is that there's a direct comparison between crazy tours going on right now. Mm-hmm. And this just seems to be the weakest. GNX and Cowboy Carter both have niggas going crazy.
And I'm thinking about your Future comp. And I do think about how he has this reputation as a bad live performer and how that does affect his overall like status as just a all around artist, recording artist, touring artist, all of that. You know what I mean? I don't think you want that reputation as being like a poor live performer because it's going to lead to you not getting looks at award shows, on TV performances, big like co-headliner tour looks.
But that's fine.
No, I think touring is really important.
I think it is important, but I think he's going to make money off touring.
Well, I'm just talking about like if you want all the looks and you want to be the best, you don't want to be known as a bad touring artist. That hurts. And so this might be introducing him to people that are going to be more inclined to say that and might not have gone and seen a Cardi show.
Is Lauryn Hill a good touring artist?
No.
We talk about her and all the time. She just kind of like bring Apple Music. But you know what I mean? I don't think it affects the standing that you're in as an artist.
I do. There's a huge conversation about why would you want to go see a Lauryn Hill show.
But is she an S tier artist, I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know?
But does her shortcomings as a live performer affect it? Yeah.
Yeah, I just
her a little
bit.
bit.
I agree.
That's an important aspect.
I think that the angle that I'm coming at it from is that it's so rare to be a plus performer. To me. I don't think most artists are like the performance is an additive thing.
But we're talking about legends.
I think a lot of people I consider legends aren't A+ performers.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
What do you think about Frank Ocean live?
I mean, I don't think that's fair.
It's not.
I don't think there's enough. I don't think there's enough.
Saying. There's so
sample.
many.
He doesn't
there's
perform.
always something. Exactly. So it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
And he's an S tier artist.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what I mean? Do we really care?
Wait, I'm stuck on the Lauryn Hill comp. Does that even make sense? Like if you're comparing like Cardi to like Travis Scott, feels like that makes more sense, right?
My thing is, like I'm saying, it does performance matter in the conversation about you trying to be an S tier artist. I'm saying it's a plus, but I don't think it necessarily detracts because I think so many S tier performers, like with Lauryn Hill, I don't think touring is even a part of her greatness. When you talk about why Lauryn Hill is one of the best artists ever, you don't even mention her live. Really. That's like you can, but it's so far down the things that make her great that it's not that important to me.
But you're not putting Lauryn Hill in the conversation with Michael Jackson.
But I think they're in the same tier of artists. S tier, the best artist of the best. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Well, no. No, because I think Lauryn Hill's in the greatest of all time conversation. For some people, she's not though.
Yeah, I think I would. I think I'd put Lauryn a tier below Michael.
Yeah, and because of catalog. To be
That's
honest.
fair.
And to me, because of touring, I do think I really put a lot of importance in the live show.
Okay, Frank Ocean,
not there, not Michael level.
Yeah,
he's with Lauryn.
Who's in Michael level though? There's like two people in Michael level.
It's like Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder.
What's great about Stevie Wonder's live performance? You don't know nothing about it.
I've never seen a live show.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But you put him in that category.
Yeah, because
so it don't matter.
That's a funny one to challenge him on.
No, because exactly because that's what I'm talking about.
Bro, he has 10 classics and he goes up there blind as a bat and fucking plays the piano and sings, bro. It's lit.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas ain't talking about nothing.
No, it is lit.
That's lit. I'd love to see Stevie Wonder.
Frank Ocean went up there and I thought his performance was lit.
He's not blind though.
He's not blind.
So
whole different level.
He got to start doing backflips.
Yeah, seriously.
Niggas got to be blind to make good music now. That's crazy. But whatever. I digress.
Said what I digress.
Getting into sports for a little bit, guys.
Yeah.
I'm an NBA fan, you know. We're in Adam Silver's NBA. I'll be really trying to big up my boy, you know, one of the greatest ball-headed people in America. But he's playing in our face now, and it's a little bit disrespectful.
Yep.
The Dallas Mavericks just got the #1 pick in the NBA draft after trading Luka Doncic.
I think there was a 1.9% chance that happened.
They don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care at all.
Yeah.
It's blatantly like, we just replaced him and got a new spicy white in town. because they're gonna get Cooper Flag.
Yeah.
And it's like y'all aren't even trying to hide this anymore. It's just like there's an agenda. I'm in all the way with NBA conspiracies right now.
Well, isn't it really weird that there are programs that are like the programs for like the Cole white boy to play at?
Yeah.
Like in college and the NBA, like being a Gonzaga basketball fan, like any white boy that's lit across the country is like, oh, like Gonzaga's next like best guard. You know what I mean?
Duke has a white boy every single year. We were talking about Utah Jazz getting Cooper Flag all year because we know how they love their Caucasians.
Yeah.
It's a whole
The
thing.
Mavericks.
With the league. Yeah. I mean, Dirk, Steve Nash, it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But I think that it's deeper than that because then we're going to Paige just got drafted to the WNBA team. Mm-hmm. We know how Dallas is on the come up right now. All the money's been moving to Dallas, Austin. I've just been seeing Texas kind of blowing up a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, as they're trying to start their new regime, but they know that they can't be like, they're not all the way bought in on Luka. Mm-hmm. If you're half stepping at all on who's going to be next up for you, you got to move off him. You got the All-American white boy now.
Yeah.
And plus, Luka's foreign.
Yeah.
Don't forget about that part.
Texas don't like that.
He's not thorough like them niggas love in Texas. And now they got they classic white boy who's going to take over Texas for the next couple of years.
Guys, I'm confused on this conversation. Do you guys care that the NBA is rigged? Are you saying that you didn't know it was rigged before? I'm really
think
curious.
This is the most blatant, like I like when they at least try to do it with some class.
I think the thing is that this has happened for years, right? So like LeBron James going to Cleveland. Everyone knew LeBron was going to be the number one pick that year.
Okay.
And he's from Cleveland, and the Cleveland Cavaliers get the number one pick. Oh my God, we knew. Same thing happened with Derrick Rose. Mm-hmm. Number one pick, he's from Chicago. Chicago gets the number one pick. They need their next Michael Jordan, the whole thing. So the NBA has done this forever.
Right.
And I think that it's really funny how when it doesn't happen, but those things also kind of occur naturally. Mm-hmm. The Cavaliers were terrible that year. The Bulls were terrible that year, da-da-da. But it's funny when the NBA kind of forces shit to happen. And we all felt weird about the Luka shit when it happened because we were like, why the fuck would this happen?
And do you remember the conversation at the time? Why are NBA ratings down?
Yeah.
Do we need a rule change? Why are ratings down? Okay, let's get the biggest market team and put the best young player that everyone loves that dominates jersey sales every year on LA and Dallas. In return, if you let this happen, you'll get Cooper Flag.
And
you'll
we've
be
been
set
talking
for 10
about
years.
we've been talking about how we need an American star in the NBA.
Yep.
Because most of the best players in the NBA right now are foreign.
But I guess my question is, why do y'all care that it's rigged when it clearly is?
I think that as a fan of the game and as a fan of other players, I think that it's interesting to see how they're making it difficult for some of the people that I'm a fan of now. Mm-hmm. Because you think that for niggas like Tatum, for niggas like Anthony Edwards, it's like they're going to have to figure it out somehow, Shea. And it just seems like for certain people, it's kind of like everything is set up for them to win a little bit. And that's no hate. It's just like, I know they want to get pushed, or even John Morant. You know what I mean? Like you could tell how like the NBA media has kind of like pulled away from him a little bit. And it seems like they're just setting up to give Tua, or no, I was called this nigga Tua, Cooper Flag.
Well, I mean, I think we all called for them to turn away from Ja a little bit. I think
yes,
that was our conversation, so I don't think that's a flaw. And my take on the rig thing is like I don't see it as a bad thing. I don't dislike it.
Yeah,
to be honest,
I don't hate it
because I'm more into the NBA with Luka in LA. To be honest, like that spiced things up for me as a fan. It made me want to watch Laker games again. You know?
It's reality TV, bro. The NBA is a multi-billion-dollar corporation. Why wouldn't they rig it?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but didn't you just say that the resources are going to Dallas? You know what I mean? Like they see the economy growing in Dallas. All this different.
We know what's happening.
So you guys know.
I know that this is all happening.
Okay.
I just think it's funny. I do think that it's like a conversation. It's like, wow, like this happening because even though that they're trying to set all this shit up, right? Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, it is sports. Mm-hmm. So I do think there is an element of surprise.
For sure.
I don't think Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves are supposed to be beating the Lakers.
For sure.
That's not good for ratings.
Yeah.
But I do think there's an element of like, you don't know who's going to develop in what way. The Indiana Pacers got this goofy nigga Tyrese Halliburton out here throwing behind the back passes, looking stupid, beating on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Like, there is that fun bit of sports where it's like, fuck it, the underdog is still going to take over. Mm-hmm. And that's what's exciting to see because now when I see things like this, it's like, okay, they're stacking the deck. How are we going to get this off?
Right.
But yeah, shout out to NBA, man. The Knicks are fucking going crazy.
Yeah.
New York is up.
Bing bong.
That's why I really got the hat on. You know what I mean? I'm repping the city.
Bong. I love it. I love to see it.
Who are y'all's teams?
I'm a Heat fan.
You're a Heat fan?
Yeah.
Orlando Magic Nation stand
Both
up.
of us, Florida's funny.
Yeah, wait, why exactly? Because neither of y'all are,
I mean, I never really had a basketball team in Vegas. 2006, Miami Heat.
Does Vegas have any teams?
I mean, now we have the Las Vegas Aces and the Raiders.
Okay, but obviously you're not a Raiders fan because they just moved there.
Yeah.
Aces I mean, do you watch?
I'm a WNBA. That's the only Vegas team I support. I actually am an Aces fan.
Okay.
I fuck with them.
Gotcha.
But yeah, they just won in 2006, and they had Shaq, and I was a bandwagon, and then I was consistent.
You just got to stick with it.
You got to be a bandwagon at some point.
Yeah. And what about you?
So I'm a Supersonics fan, Seattle Supersonics. You know,
Gotcha.
Obviously that team has not been there since
no
I was a
fan.
wee child.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It was stolen from us. No, I mean I was.
You wasn't a Supersonics fan.
Yeah, I was. I came out the womb a Seahawks, Supersonics, Mariners fan, bro. I lived in Washington.
And you shifted off.
You don't know no Super.
2 out of 3 of those teams.
What don't I know?
You know
2 Supersonics players? Sean
besides,
Kemp,
besides
Gary Payton,
and Sean
Kevin
Kemp.
Durant. There you go. There's
Come
3.
on, man. He didn't even say Ray Allen.
But I'm a Supersonics fan. When they come back, I will again rejoin my team as a Supersonics fan. I've just been rocking with the Magic for a couple years. I've always really liked their jerseys. Tracy McGrady's one of my favorite legacy players. And they have Jalen Suggs, who's one of my favorite low-key NBA players. He was the best Gonzaga player to ever live. He hit a big shot against UCLA. That is like my most memorable basketball fan moment ever, probably. Okay. Huge Jalen Suggs fan. Paulo's obviously a bucket. And then I see Franz start to ball out, and he's on my fantasy squad. A lot happened where I'm like, I really just love watching the Magic play basketball right now. So that's my team.
Have either of y'all been to Florida?
He's been to it, yeah, one time.
Fire. Did you see a game?
No, I was 8. It was before I had jumped on this bandwagon.
Okay, got you. Well, I think you guys should both go watch the game.
I want to go. I'm going to Florida this year. For sure.
Fire. Are we going to Miami?
You going?
Wait, huh?
Fort Lauderdale, probably.
Oh, yes. We talked about this.
I do want to go to Miami. We should definitely go to Miami. Are we going to get in trouble?
Can we see the Magic when we go to Miami?
Yeah, I'm a big Magic fan. I love
I'm
that.
down.
I fuck with them.
I'm down.
When are we going to do that?
When are we going to do that?
Yeah.
I was thinking December per usual, New Year's, but I may have other plans, so we got to talk about it.
What's your how you already have New Year's plans?
I don't know, man. I just think ahead.
This guy's really a baddie, bro.
You know
who flying you out on New Year's?
Myself.
Where are you going to go? What's your plan?
I got it.
What you been thinking about?
This guy's rich.
What I've been thinking about, well, if I don't go to Miami, I do think that I need to go back to Africa. And that could be Ghana, it could be Nigeria, it could be South Africa, it could be Ethiopia. But I need to be in one of those places because there's too much motion going on. I haven't been since 2019.
I mean, you should go to Nigeria for New Year's.
And
that'd be fire.
But see, yeah, because unfortunately, bro, I hate that they've done this, bro. The people are just running through Ghana. You feel me? Like just running through it. Now Nigeria is the only escape. You know what I'm saying? Or go to Ethiopia.
I was gonna say, if you think niggas be in Lagos.
Well, yeah. Now, I think this year they'll do the same thing to Lagos. You know what I mean? But
I think
I'll have access in Lagos that I might not necessarily have in Ghana simply because of the artists.
Yeah, I was gonna say music is crazy.
Nah, because I definitely have some alliances. I got some ties now that solidify me out there. So
see, can I get the invite to that trip or no?
I don't know. I might have to pull a Spencer.
Yo, that's not what it's called.
I'm never inviting anyone anywhere, guys.
Can you bring me to Nigeria?
Ooh, I might have to pull a Spencer on you too.
Damn,
he'd bring you before me.
I don't think that's true.
He'd think about it though.
I don't think he'd want to be seen with the white man in Nigeria.
Honestly, you might get me even more positive attention.
You think?
Yeah, because it'd be like, yo, look at my white man.
Look at my white man is nasty work.
I'll be your white man.
Look at my white man.
I'll play the role.
Nasty work. Getting into new music. Who do you want to start? Well, no. Before we get into new music, we'll get serious. Then we'll bring it back up with new. On a somber note, Tory Lanez was in jail, and jail things happened. He was stabbed 14 times, and well, I think first and foremost, prayers to Tory. Because no matter how you feel about him, that's a real person.
Yeah. That's
a human being. We don't want nobody to, get their life taken away, violence, whatever, bad situation, We don't wish none of that on him. He went to the hospital, and they said, he got 14 times, bro. It's crazy. But yeah, he got done up pretty bad, but he's speaking normal, allegedly, and all that shit. So hopefully he makes a full recovery. But yeah, this is an unfortunate circumstance, but this is why you also should not go to jail.
Hopefully he can still.
Yo, that conclusion was wild.
Nah, bro. What do you mean? This shit happens in jail.
Yeah. No, for
nigga,
sure.
If you like what? Like that's why people were like, Again, y'all niggas just heard what I said, bro. But like, I'm not like fucking shocked, bro. Like, niggas get stabbed in jail literally every day.
Oh, I hear you. I wasn't expecting you to say that after all that, so that's why I laughed.
Don't go to jail. Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't think not going to jail is hard. God, and I'll say that, bro. I stay out the way.
I mean,
I don't think not going to jail is hard.
That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie.
It's an
That's a
interesting
lie.
statement.
That's a lie. But like, you can
Interesting
really
statement.
try not to. I try not to go to jail every day. I think that should be at the forefront of everyone's mind.
Thank God I've not been in jail, but I don't know if I would repeat your statement because I just, I don't know. I definitely have lived a life that's kept me away from that. And I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Let's refocus because Tory, unfortunately, did go to jail. I just hope Tory Lanez makes a full recovery so we can finally get that slutty bass.
Wait, what is that?
Slutty bass.
I'm confused.
Slutty bass.
What is that?
You didn't see the Instagram story?
No. What is that?
Like 3 days before the stabbings, he posted on his story that he was bringing us a new genre from behind bars called slutty bass.
Okay.
And basically, he said, think about Alone from Prom, but with like a heavy Miami bass influence. And then he also threw in some other different genres that he was going to combine. But, I was just really looking forward for this slutty bass. And then he had to get all stabbed up.
What you said sounds pretty cool. I wasn't informed on that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Did he post that?
Yeah. So you guys are being like, oh, I'm the one that's not supportive, but I'm the only one even checking on this guy. You guys only check for Tory when he gets stabbed and then pretend to be sorry. I think I was the only one standing up for Tory during the trial, but I'm the bad guy.
All right, let me just say this.
I'm the bad guy now.
Let me just say this. I'm personally not keeping up with Tory Lanez.
Yeah.
Am I praying for him because he got stabbed and had a near-death experience? Of course, bro. Bro, jail to me is a very evil, bad place.
It is a very evil, bad place.
And the things that are done in jail are very evil.
Evil,
and very
bad things.
I do not wish anyone getting stabbed or treated this way ever, bro. And obviously, we know what he did, or we know what he was convicted of.
Yeah.
That's the elephant in the room, bro. We know what he was convicted of. Another extremely bad thing. But like, I don't wish this upon him, and this is pretty sad. So I would say prayers up to Tory Lanez.
When do you pray, bro? What time of day do you normally pray at?
You should pray throughout
What do you mean?
your day.
Do you like when are you gonna say your prayer for Tory Lanez? Before you go to bed tonight?
That's I feel like this is invasive, but yeah, probably. Yeah.
I'm just trying to picture you running through your prayer, which is dope. I'm fully supportive of a prayerful life, and just being like, also God, like, please help Tory Lanez do his recovery. Are you really gonna pray for him? Or are you bullshitting, bro?
You read the little headline.
That's
you
crazy.
See that it happened.
Yeah.
And you do the little, you know what I mean? I pray for you say you hope he's okay.
Nobody feels bad for bad people, bro. That's just how it goes.
And that's where maybe, do you think Tory Lanez is it's a much deeper conversation. I don't know if that's a bad person.
I don't think it is.
I think that's a stupid person.
Yeah,
I think that's
Tory's
a dumb,
bad person.
immature person. You know what I mean?
I think that's a bad person.
And I don't know if he's a good or bad person. I just don't know him enough to judge. I think he made one of the worst decisions ever and just was moving crazy.
I think it was very clear that when everything was happening, regardless of what you believe, there was a clear campaign against Megan. And I think he's a bad person.
He's an idiot. I know. I just don't like to put a final thing on people, but to say, yeah.
I've always been the one to come on here and defend Tory, and I think that's still exactly what I'm doing.
You can't talk.
When have you ever done that?
Yeah.
I do that all the time.
On the microphone?
I don't think we attack.
I've never heard you say
We don't
that.
even talk about Tory Lanez on the podcast. We don't attack Tory Lanez on the podcast. Tory Lanez is in jail.
This is the first time
we talk about niggas in jail.
Yeah, this is the
That
first
is
time
my
we've
philosophy.
mentioned. This is the first time we mentioned
That's
Tory
not
ever.
true. We talk about people in jail.
Who do we talk about in jail?
Young Thug?
Young Thug was the only person we talk about.
Lil Durk?
When was the last time we talked about Lil Durk?
We put it on the board.
When was the last time we talked about Lil Durk?
We put it on the
When was the last time we
board,
talked-
bro.
Don't do this.
I'm praying for Durk. Y'all can pray for Tory. I'm praying for Schmirkio.
I'm praying for all of my incarcerated black men. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Let's get out of here. My brothers, yes.
Yeah, there you go.
They're your brothers?
No.
Oh. New music from uchis.
I felt like that was a lose-lose, but I think I might have picked the worst answer.
No,
Yes!
that was objectively the best.
Yeah?
I think that was the way. That's the only way you answer.
During what month are we in?
Is this?
It
Is it
is-
June?
it
Is
is
it
no month.
Juneteenth yet?
It is no month.
Listen,
This isn't like Black
listen,
Music Month. I thought this was
listen.
Black Music
That's
Month.
in June,
That's every month.
along with Pride Month.
Every month is
That's
Black
every
Music Month.
month. Okay. Kali Uchis drop music. How do we feel?
Love it.
I'm excited about this. So Spencer's a Kali Uchis fan.
Yeah.
I know what you're gonna say about this album.
Okay. Do you want me to say it or do you want to say it for me?
I want you to say it.
I really, really liked this album. I've listened to it 3 times, so it hasn't been fully on loop. But I think I've gotten a good gist of it.
Yes.
It feels kind of like a throwback where she's in this really dreamy soundscape. It's beautiful. It's angelic. It sounds like the kind of music you'd hear at the gates of heaven.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? To me, I haven't really latched onto songs yet. You know what I mean? And the project is still circumstantial for me. I had a really incredible listen at sunset, driving through the desert. It was perfect. Then I tried again in a different circumstance, and it wasn't hitting quite the same, and I don't have songs to click on yet. I really like Angels All Around Me. I really like Breeze. I forget what the third song is called, but I really like that one as well. But right now, this is still a project that I think is really strong, but I'm excited for it to grow on me as the year progresses.
Yeah, it's great music. It's tough because it's not up tempo, but I think the word dreamy is like the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
Most of the songs are ballad, like very dreamy, sunset, or just like I don't know, desert music.
In
You're
that
just kind of
mood.
drifting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think in terms of subject matter and lyrics, this is the most mature that I've ever heard Kali, in my opinion. I think especially the song that we all watched together, I Love You So Much It Hurts.
Yeah.
Like I think music like that is special to me because I feel like the subject matter isn't super usual. You know, she's talking about her kid. And then also talking about love in a way that you don't usually hear it.
Yeah.
So no, I really enjoyed the project. I don't know how many times I'm going to listen to it throughout my week,
Yeah.
but it is great music.
What do you think of it?
You have a different opinion and I'd love to hear it.
I think that Kali is a great artist. I think she's extremely talented. I think that making this type of music is really, really difficult. And I think that she's one of the few people who could do it well. And I think she took a chance because I think the writing is really good.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the subject matter is mature, cohesive. She explains herself well. I felt like I understood where Kali was at in this present moment in her life.
Mm-hmm.
It feels one note to me. It doesn't really pick up to me until the second half because I had really high expectations for this and I just never really got, like you said, a song off it. But I also never really just got like engaged or excited about it. I like Fall Apart to Breeze.
Yeah.
I think that section right there was the best part of the album. And I feel like there could have been more vibes built into it. There was like a 4-song run where I was like, this feels like 4 different types of songs in the same world. But they didn't all feel like the same exact vibe sonically, especially.
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about it too. I agree with what you're saying. And I was thinking about it from the perspective of I Love You So Much It Hurts being the single. Because that is also just like a wild song to release before the album. But I'm like, okay, maybe the song's not about her kid. Maybe she's making music for her child that she wants to play in the first 3 years of her child's life.
I heard that. Like,
I thought I just thought of that.
No,
Who'd you hear that
I'm,
from?
I'm in line with that thought.
No. I'm saying like SZA was doing that type of vibe. Like I feel like these.
What do you
type
mean?
of art-
Wait, when it was
like
SZA
she
doing
wants
that?
to she wants to sing for she wants to do children's books and do this type of singing.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
I feel like this is like a thing, and like her and Summer Walker have talked about like wanting to do things. I think that's a real thing.
Yeah.
I think that they actually are on a stage where like being a mother is the most important thing in Kali's life. Whenever you hear her talk in an interview,
Yeah.
she's completely changed how she lives, how she does everything. She's just like she's doing the shit like I stopped burning candles. You know what I mean? Like I re-looked at everything that we're eating, everything that we're putting in our bodies. Like she's really, really in love and trying to build out a family.
Yeah.
And I think that what you're saying is 100% right. And I think that it just comes off almost like, and I'm going to say this, but it's like wrong. It's like Chance the Rapper, I Love My Wife music to me a little bit, where it's like, I'm so in love. This is my family. This is how I feel, da, da, da. And it's like, okay, I get it, but like there's almost no like edge anymore to it. And that's something I kind of always love from Kali.
So why does she have to be selective of
She doesn't-
what she puts out, but Andre 3000 does?
She doesn't have to be selective. I didn't say she shouldn't put it out.
But you didn't like
No,
it.
I'm just saying my opinion. Yes.
Yeah, I think you're stating a valid
Yes.
opinion, to be honest, because I understand what you're saying. And from a subject matter perspective, even though the writing is good, the lyrics are good, the song structure is good, yeah, it gets a little samey.
Yes.
I feel it. But I honestly approached it. That's why I want to give it more listens, because I honestly approached it from the feeling that is not where I'm at in life.
Yes.
And I feel like that is probably why I said what I said before, is like, I'm not going to listen to this every day.
And that's where I thought, where the one thing that I didn't mention too. I'm being hard on it because like I feel like I had to, obviously, because like I think you guys really liked it. I heard the album and I was like, there's a lot of growth potential.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to this, and I could find myself falling more in love with it the same way I do the Tim's album.
Yeah.
From last year that never really has those up tempo moments, but I just really love the storytelling, and I just get invested in like her voice, what she's talking about. The maturity of an album is always really cool to me.
Yeah.
And I like seeing a mature woman's perspective, because I feel like I listen to like just so much like male dominated music, especially with rap and shit like that, but like I don't really think like them. Mm-hmm. And when they articulate a perspective that I wouldn't have thought of in a way that I can also understand, that's dope to me. But yeah, it just hasn't hit for me on the first like 3 to 5 listens.
Yeah, I will say one thing on the Chance comparison. I know you're not making the comparison.
Yeah,
you're just using it to
yeah,
explain.
yeah.
But I would say the biggest difference is like, I think if I am feeling the feelings of being so in love with somebody that I'm married to,
Yeah.
I don't think the Chance album hits. Even if I'm fully living in that world, I don't think that's the music I'm running to express how I feel about loving my wife.
You're right.
But if I'm in a situation where I'm trying to play something extremely nurturing, like for an infant that I also think is probably really super dope, I think this like does it well.
100%.
You know what I mean?
That's why it could grow.
Yeah.
That's why I think I'm growing. And also it was standing next to some albums that I really loved.
That was almost the biggest problem, is playing it back and forth with some other R&B hitters that were a lot more like lean forward, engaging.
Exactly. Like sailorr to me was probably my favorite release of the week. And it was just so up-tempo, bouncy, fun music that I was like, I'm not going to go to the Cali, but sailorr's an up-and-coming artist from Florida. She has dropped her debut album, From Florida's Finest. I think that she obviously burst on the scene with Pookie's Requiem, got the Summer Walker feature on the remix. Then she did It Was Down Bad and Cut Up after that. So she's been rolling this out for a little bit now. And I think every single has got better leading up to Sincerity, which came out right before this. And I think we were all just like, oh, she's got it now.
Yeah.
The album lived up to expectations. I'm not going to say it was perfect because she's still early, but I was impressed by it as a first project.
It's very difficult, and we have more artists to cover. It's very difficult for me to speak about the artists in this order, because I do feel like I wasn't in love with the sailorr album. And while I wasn't in love with the Kali Uchis album, when you put the two side by side, this is a vet next to a rookie. You know what I mean? This is like somebody that's super early in her career. And honestly, the song that she dropped the video to, I didn't really like.
Which song did she do the video to?
Bitches Brew.
It's a hit.
I love that.
That's a great song.
I understand what they're doing. I think she went pop. I think she went Doja Cat. I get it. I didn't like it, personally.
I mean,
I want to answer your thing like a rookie standing next to a vet. I'm one of the biggest Kali Uchis fans you'll meet. And I was listening to sailorr all week. I had the option to put one on all weekend, and I was constantly pressing sailorr.
And I think that it's not a comparison because I think Kali is much more situational.
Yeah.
Because I think that sailorr had a bunch of different vibes. So even if you were in like a more slower music mood or a more down-tempo mood, you could still find some stuff on the sailorr album. Whereas Kali was literally all just like a little bit more specific vibe. And if you weren't on that type of timing, you weren't going to get as much play out of it.
But I just felt like...
Or appreciate it.
And I'm not saying that I don't like sailorr's music, because I do like select songs, but I do find her music juvenile. Like it's like you're going into like a teenager's like notebook in their journal and like seeing what they're talking about, which is not... And that's not where I'm at in life.
But so...
At all.
And that's fair. I like... Again, when you can explain where you're at in a mature way, even if I don't agree with you. Mm-hmm. So I think that goes for an older, more mature family woman like a Kali, or even like when Tim's talks about it. I love when they're able to talk about what they're feeling. I also really like when Layla talks about where she's at. sailorr talks about where she's at. Brandy on her first album, she was only 16 years old when she put that out. Because even though like I don't relate to what you're talking about, you're at least being like descriptive. You know, like those are it's objectively good writing what she's doing. And there's a moment when it gets corny, but I see where you're going and I can appreciate that even if it's not a finished product yet.
And there's also moments of self-awareness that make that better.
Yes.
Like at one point she's talking about like, who cares, like my 20-year-old body is invincible.
Exactly.
And it's like, oh, like she's being funny.
Yeah.
Like she's playing into like her character as this young girl, but like obviously she doesn't think like that.
And it's not playing into that just only, it's also representing being a young person. Because when we're all in our early 20s doing stupid shit, I think we even have some of that now.
Yeah.
We're like, yo, you have an invincibility complex a little bit. Where it's like, I could get through this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
I'm
to
gonna
put it
do
on
this
wax
stupid-
felt tongue in cheek in a good way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess my thing is that, to your point, while there are like clear flaws in this.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to call them flaws because, again, like, she's early on in her career, so she's not supposed to be a finished product. But it felt like I've heard some of the stories before. It felt like she wore her influences on her sleeve a little bit.
Yep.
And I'm excited for her to keep working with her people because I like it was a core group of producers. Adam Krevlin and Zach Ezzy did the entire project and they killed it.
Yeah.
I think that as she continues to grow with these people and really finds who around her is going to be able to help her craft her own individual sound even more, because she has moments when it comes through.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
But I think she's just going to only continue to find that voice more and more and just deliver great bodies of work. But I thought this was a really strong start.
Mm-hmm.
I think this was a great start for a bunch of reasons. There's songs on here that are like new songs where I'm like, this could be on the radio tomorrow.
Yeah.
Bitches Brew.
Yep.
And Girls Girl, to me, both sound like they are like radio ready. Another big indicator of how much I really like this music is all 4 singles I did not skip in context of the album.
They sounded better in the context of the album.
Better, bro. Sincerity as the second track following Soft Girl Summer. That run at the beginning, at the top of the album, 1 through 6, is fucking incredible.
Down Bad after the interlude.
Yeah.
Really made me like that song more.
Yeah, and then I didn't love Will You Lie into Cut Up.
I hated Cut Up into Will You Lie.
Oh yeah. Cut Up into Will You Lie to end it, because I felt like they could have broken up the 2 songs before it, which was Belly and Bitches Son of a Bitch, right? And I didn't like either of those songs. I thought both those songs were bad. So I would have liked to not have those back to back. But at the end of the day, once we got those last 2, I wasn't pressing on the next album. I was listening to Cut Up and I was listening to Will You Lie and loving every minute of it, you know?
Do you guys think that she's here to stay?
Yes.
I don't know. I think so. I think yes. I think yes, because she does the work. She's creative. She can actually sing. She can actually write. She did the H&M showcase thing, and her performance was really, really like choreographed to a T. Same when she came out for 4 Bats Coachella set. Like, I think that she's going to be one of those people that, even if it doesn't happen immediately to the highest degree, I think that she's going to continue to grow and grow and grow at a steady rate until it all explodes at like a superstar level. If she continues to show up every day.
I can see that, because I do think the one thing that she does do is show up.
Yeah.
And I think things are very well thought out, especially like appearance wise, creative wise. It's super dope. Unlike some of the other artists we've talked about, 4 Bats. I feel like,
however you can get that shot in.
You know what I'm saying? I think there's clear thought put into every step.
Yeah.
And so even though I didn't love this project, maybe from a subject matter perspective more now that I'm thinking about it, I do hear what you guys are talking about. And I do think that there's some strong songs.
I was gonna say,
there's a lot of value, I think, in someone being different too, and being like a champion for a whole community. Because like, nonetheless, like an Asian R&B singer, a Vietnamese R&B singer, like we don't have that, and so it's cool to see somebody doing something different. You know what I mean?
And I was gonna say, I like how I think that 2 of the biggest in like the R&B this type of space are SZA and Summer, and I think that guys gravitate more to SZA, not only because like maybe like she makes like a little bit better music, but I think that Summer really always speaks about things from a female perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the stories that she focuses on and hones in on. I think Sailor is a little bit more cut from that cloth than the SZA cloth in terms of a subject matter perspective. So I could see how that could maybe like also create a bit of a disconnect, because it's like, not only is she speaking from a much younger perspective, that could be a bit immature, but now it's also like just a woman's, it's very woman specific. I feel like the story she's telling and that stuff, which I like, because I'm a big Summer fan.
Yeah.
But I like when people tell me like, oh, like I feel like that's not my bag, like I wouldn't blame them for that.
Yeah.
But yeah. Shout out Sailor. I fuck with her. Pink Panthress also dropped.
Yep.
I think that is Pink Panthress a star to me? Like I'm asking that question every day. And I'm like, I feel like Boy's a Liar blew up, and I just don't really know what to do with her now.
First, can we define a star?
That's a hard question.
Let's sell out the Hollywood Bowl. That was what we
She wouldn't
derived
sell
from the
out.
last
She would not
episode.
sell out the Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah. Well, I mean, well, she dropped her album, and how do we feel about that?
Yeah, let's talk about the album first.
Yes, I thought it was cool. I think it fits into the Charlie XCX world. I think that like
Really?
hear me out. Dance, EDM, UK. I think everything out the UK is going crazy right now. And I think that Pink Panthress being that whole like it girl pop music type thing, I think that is in that landscape for sure. And I think there's crossover appeal with her fans. I think that this is just the right time for her to drop music and it to work, to me.
Yeah, I would not make the comp to Charlie. I don't see it.
Really? At all?
No. I mean, like, Pink Panthress is making like soulful pop garage music, whereas Charlie XCX is making like hardcore electronic.
But the energy of this doesn't make you want to dance a little bit?
Yeah, but not anything that makes you want to dance is just like...
No. But I think that it would be like... I could see DJs playing this music together. For sure.
I don't think so.
You don't think this would be at the same
energies.
type of parties?
No, the Pink Panthress gets played at the sexy... fucking, I don't know. It's not
This
like
is
rave
pop
music. Yeah.
But I think Charlie's pop music.
Charlie's, yeah, but it's different kinds of pop.
I'm
Pop is
trusting
really
Spencer's
general.
take here.
But you heard both. You've heard both though.
I've heard
Because
both.
I don't even
but
listen to it like that. And I heard like, obviously I don't think that they're like the same artist at all. But I just feel like this is like they live in the same umbrella.
No, because Charlie is like hype. Living life Von Dutch. You know what I mean? Pink Panther's like
Yes,
garage
yes.
music is like a lot more chill,
Yes.
soulful, can be paired well with R&B. I'm a piano. Like it's more in that world. To me.
I'm not playing, but exactly. You're not playing this on a piano.
I would.
You heard this Pink Panthers album.
Nah, I'm not. See,
Brother.
But
See?
no. But okay. So I don't think I'm a piano was the right genre. But
Yeah.
I think you're holding on to one point. That you
No,
said.
bro. Any of those
Which is
that
that
you just compared
R&B,
it to?
R&B. You
think-
wouldn't put this at the R&B night?
No, this is not R&B at all.
Or not the R. I know it's not R&B at all, but I think it fits in that set list.
It doesn't.
I think
I would
it does.
never play this at the R&B shit.
I don't agree with either of you.
Really?
I think that Pink Panthers is definitely not a comp to Charlie XCX.
I don't
Those
think
live in
she's a
two different
comp.
worlds.
I think
I don't
that
know
the
if
music-
R&B is the right genre, but I do hear what you're saying. It's a different type of dance music. It's a different type of pop music.
Yeah.
This is UK dance music.
Okay.
I think that just based off that swag, that imagery, that vibe, everything that comes with that fits both Charlie XCX and Pink Panthers under that umbrella. Yes or no?
No.
Wow. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
That's
I disagree.
Like, that's like saying that like just because they're both hip hop, Playboy Cardi has the same swag as an Earl Sweatshirt.
Nah.
It's
I would say
totally
more like,
different worlds of like UK.
I would say like, and let me think of a better comparison between the two. I'd more so say like Kendrick Lamar and like AZ Chike is like what I'm saying about like Pink Panthress and Charlie XCX. Like they don't really make the same type of music, but like they're on the same vibe right now.
You're saying they could
bit.
work together.
Type. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Like I could see them collabing on some shit.
I don't know, because Pink Panthers to me has always been associated with like the underground here, like the underground rap scene. For whatever reason, they've embraced her, right? And I think what's going on in the UK with the underground rap scene is way more in line with the music that she makes.
Because what you're saying is right though. I also don't want to gloss over that because I do agree with what you're saying. With like Charlie's way more grunge hype. Like there's more edge to Charlie for sure.
Because what collab do you see happening first? Pink Panthers, Charlie XCX, Pink Panthers, Tyler.
Pink Panthers, Charlie XCX.
Pink Panthers, Tyler.
Pink Panthers, Tyler will happen.
Pink Panthers, Tyler would be fire.
That'd
be fire.
I think that could happen like in the next year or two. That
I
seems
think
like a pretty
so
natural
could, I
pairing.
think so could Pink Panthers, Charlie XCX. That
You
seems
see
that
that picture they
natural.
took?
Yeah.
Tyler, Pink Panthers, Ice Spice.
Yeah, bro. Like she's very much in that world. I don't think she's in the Charlie XCX
She does
world.
not, bro. Pink Panthers does not make Tyler style music at all.
I know she doesn't. She makes garage music.
Who's her comparisons?
Right now, Nia Archives.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the only other garage. I don't listen to a lot of garage music.
But like, what other music would you put it on around? Like, say you're in a mood to play Pink Panthers. What would you play after that?
You can play The Streets. I don't listen to a lot of garage music, but I know that it's not like the same thing as electronic club
Okay,
music.
did you guys like the album?
I like the album.
I liked the album. I did not fully enjoy the album.
What does that mean?
It means this. I thought the songs were very good. I think Pink Pantheress is sounding very samey, and I'd like to see some growth, not only lyric-wise, but also just sonically. You know what I mean? I feel like we've been hearing the same type of music for her for the past 3 projects.
Mhm.
And I don't think it's... And keep in mind, she came out 2020. You know what I mean? So she's had plenty of time to like develop new sounds, collaborate with different people. I don't know. It's feeling very samey to me. How do you feel?
I don't think her project was legendary by any means or anything like that, but I think I like the last 3 songs. That's really it.
Okay.
I think she caught a vibe at the end. It sounds like early 2000. You know the AT&T commercials or like the fucking iPhone commercials?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the early 2000 shit. That just feels like what she's making the soundtrack for since like the last, like you said, 2020 or whatever.
And that's not good.
And I need more than just an aesthetic and a vibe. But when it's done well, those songs still sound great. That Stateside song is really, really good. Because she actually sounds good when she's singing too, and she has like a little skit in the song before it. That's fun. Like, I think the idea of Pink Pantheress is better than the execution of Pink Pantheress.
I agree. I also think that if I started making music and you said this sounds like AT&T commercial music, I'd be highly offended.
No, because it's like an aesthetic. That's the vibe.
No, that is
Well,
crazy.
okay, let's be clear. Not AT&T commercial. You're talking about the retro iPod commercial.
iPod commercial.
Like the 4-color.
Yeah.
Like dope, cultural,
Iconic
awesome, cool commercial.
shit. Iconic shit.
Yeah.
Fuck
I think I really like this music circumstantially is what I've learned. It's not something that I like to like lean forward and listen to and just like fully dive in. But I have been listening to more house music lately and garage music, and it's more like a vibe. It's more something I do when I'm like I listen to the whole album like once and like almost twice through, just driving, just thinking about other things, but just like driving, not really listening to the words, but just kind of feeling the vibe.
It's good background music.
When I'm working out or when I'm at work, it's really good background music, and that sounds like a knock, because it can't like maybe hold your whole attention. But I think that's important to have music like that. And I've found a lot of places where that improves my life. So I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, I think she's early on in her career too. So I think that she still has room for improvement. And it's the moments where it's like, this is easy to put on. So I'm going to play it. And then when you grab me, like she did on the last 3 songs, now I'm like, okay, I like 3 out of 8 songs. I'm going to go back to this album. So now you're reoccurring, and then I think eventually if you drop your next project and it's a little bit better, I'll be a fan and you'll really get there.
Yeah.
But I think that this was, again, a good, because she has what, 3 projects out now?
I want to say 3.
She put that debut mixtape out. She put the one out with the Dove on it and this one. And this was short too. This felt EP-ish to me, mixtape-ish.
It did feel EP mixtape-ish.
Yeah.
For sure.
But she's cool to me. You know, I'm gonna prove you wrong.
Okay, so
Charlie
Pink,
XX.
Oh no, you're right,
I'm
3
really
projects.
focused on that. We're gonna play this music after because I really think they're in the same world, bro.
Okay.
Because I don't think Pink Pantheress is like, yeah, we're semanticing about Pink Pantheress.
To bring it full circle, I don't think Pink Pantheress is a star yet.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's an easy one.
Yeah.
Did anything else drop?
Yeah, there was some other stuff. Naomi Sharon dropped her EP. We had already gotten most of those songs, so there wasn't like a ton of new stuff. But did you guys play the collection?
No.
To be honest, I didn't listen to it.
No, it was dope. It was really dope. I only listened to it once.
An album.
Who did?
Kuko. He's a cool artist. You have you listened to music?
I have. I don't love it.
It's not bad. I actually listened to a couple songs off that.
All right, I'll listen.
Lefty Gunplay dropped a really funny, not funny interview, but that guy's crazy.
I listened to some of the Lefty Gunplay album.
Yeah, how'd you think?
There were good songs on there. There's one song on there. What's it called? It's one word. It starts with an M and the game's on it. It's the one with the game. It's actually really dope.
Shout out Nami. He dropped. Oh shit. Okay, before we get out of here, Mike, we could just do 2 seconds.
We got to talk about Pinball too.
Great album. Tony Seltzer and Mike, they did it again. They dropped a collaboration album last year that was really, really special. Followed up this year. Same crew. Different-ish vibe, but like really just same energy for Mike. I think this is not his normal lane that he's in always. He just dropped a project earlier this year.
Yeah.
That was a little bit more of his traditional sample heavy, just like a little bit slower tempo shit.
Yeah.
This was him having fun. This was him with his features. I loved it.
Yeah, I loved this. I think I liked this better than Pinball 1. And that's hot because it's like, it's new and I might be recency biased because Pinball 1 is one of my favorite rap albums of the last 5 years. But I really fucking love this. I think What You Came For is one of the best songs I've heard all year. I think
What You Came For, Golden Dragon, Into Money Power. Power. That 3 is special.
It's insane.
The Earl feature's crazy. Shaq and Kobe's really good.
I have something about the Earl's feature. I didn't like Earl's verse. I thought Earl had a weak verse.
But I'm not mad if Earl has a worse verse than Mike.
But it wasn't a worse verse. I thought it was a bad verse.
Earl verse.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I thought it was a bad Earl verse.
But that's not like a hot take.
Yeah, I didn't
I'm
like
not mad at that.
I didn't really like it.
Nyonte.
Killed.
That was my favorite guest verse on
Killed.
the entire thing. Nyonte from the DMV.
Nyonte from the DMV.
Are you tapped in?
Not familiar.
Really, really good. One of the craziest Instagram handles ever. His Instagram handle is Sex After Church.
I've seen him. I have seen him.
He's tough.
Yeah,
He's tough.
You actually may have showed me him, or I
put him on the weekly rotation.
May have seen him and you follow him already.
He's really good.
You're on it, bro. You're usually on it.
I try to listen to music.
You know, like those guys that like, you're like look up a new girl and like the guy's already following them. That's you with artists.
I try to be. That's literally that's my main goal.
Okay.
If I'm doing that, that means I'm doing something right.
I can't really get to one that you don't already follow.
That means
it feels good when I do. It feels good when I do.
That means wow. Thanks, guys. I try. Maybe someone will sign with me.
We all need life skills. Some of us, it's just
mine is following Instagram.
Following artists on Instagram.
Jesus. Well, I think that's everything. Anything else on your heart, on your minds, guys?
Big recession indicator. Big Michael Jordan is back commentating.
You know what I'm saying?
Next season.
Yo, my Cash App, my Venmo. Oh shit.
What?
I thought we were about to get up out of here. I'm not gonna lie, but I was just gonna pop my Cash App, my Venmo on some broke nigga shit.
Oh, you can go ahead.
I'm really
do it.
sorry. I'm really sorry.
I thought we were gonna talk about Michael Jordan.
We should.
You could do it.
We should. But yeah.
Are you excited? Are you gonna listen to Michael Jordan call a basketball game?
No.
Oh, are you kidding me? It's gonna be so funny.
Michael Jackson's a degenerate.
Michael Jordan?
Michael Jordan. Maybe both, but Michael Jordan's a degenerate.
And isn't that gonna make you want to listen to a called game?
No.
Can't you imagine him on the mic, bro?
Brother.
Republicans buy sneakers too.
Brother.
Bro,
Michael
that is going to be so funny. Michael Jordan does not give a fuck.
I don't think Michael Jordan should be seen often.
I don't either.
Michael Jordan scares me sometimes because, like, now that I know how much of a gambler he is, I'm always thinking, like, is he doing this to pay off debt right now?
Yeah.
Did he need that check? Why are his eyes so yellow? What is wrong with this man? Why do you look so scary? You're a legend. Someone needs to put you in a home somewhere.
Yeah.
His son having a raging cocaine addiction is also funny because questionable parenting. Michael Jordan is like the OG, like, celebrity deadbeat.
Yeah.
He's like really Anthony Edwards. Like he really like did that. No
the
way
lineage is pure.
You know that nigga was not raising his kid. I'm so sorry.
Ant?
No, fucking Michael Jordan.
Oh yeah.
Michael's just out here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no. I don't want to see all that. But yeah, shout out Mike. Get that check.
Get that check.
Every single time. Every single time. Is he gonna be better than Tom Brady?
I think so. Even though Brady picked it up a little bit at the end. But I just think he's going to be funny. Brady wasn't really funny. Brady was just kind of cringe. I think Michael Jordan on the mic is going to be really funny.
I think Michael Jordan's going to get really angry.
I do too.
I think Michael Jordan's going to get really angry. And that's great TV. But like not explain himself well.
No.
Because I can't watch Shaq and Chuck and all them just old. I hate old nigga arguments. Like I hate mad old people. You know what I mean? Like they just like... Because they have no reason for being upset. They just don't like what they're seeing. He'd just be like, why are they shooting so many threes?
But I feel like he might. I feel like he might.
I don't want to hear all that.
No explanation.
I'm watching the fucking game. Like, shut the fuck up, nigga. I'm so sorry.
He's going to have like some Trump energy up there.
Oh my God. You love the Republican Michael Jordan angle.
No. I just mean like baseless arguments said with full victor and like all the confidence in the world.
And he could get that off.
Yeah.
He's one of the only people that could say whatever. And it's like, yeah.
And
that's a fair assessment.
Hey, I've said a lot of terrible things about Donald Trump, but I've also said that's must-watch TV.
Oh God. we got to this part of the episode. Appreciate y'all for watching, man. Like, share, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Catch y'all next one. Peace.
We forgot about the Pope.
Who cares?
The Pope's from Chicago.